In her mind's eye, Assumta saw once again the faces of the other children who were seated, huddled against their mothers. On these childish faces, the same animation, the same sense of wonder, the same fear could be read. Once again, she saw the face of Clarisse, her cousin on her mother's side, a little city girl whose audacity always surprised her. Here she was, quivering with impatience, ready to plunge into the celebration with gusto. She'd even managed to edge her way among the men who were in the first rows. Contrary to the other little ones, she absorbed everything that was going on around her with keen attention, with excitement, her eyes shining, her small hands moving to the sound of the drums. She would have joined the masked beings had a vigorous arm not held her back. She surprised several adults with her sense of rhythm. She moved like them. She danced with them, as if she already possessed secrets she wanted to convey to the earth. Once again, Assumta saw Cassia's little boy face, all of 7 years old. He was drinking up the music that the sacred beings were extracting from their magical boxes, captivating music that he had never heard before and that resembled a heavenly chorus. One could hear nature unleashing and then calming. Sound faded, became distant, and returned. Then silence invaded the night, and just as these musicians of the invisible seemed to have withdrawn, the roar of the drums became louder, mixing with their heartbeats. And all the people in the village, children, women, men, all of them started to dance. Not a dance of joy and levity, as is customary in times of celebration, but a dance that was understated, slow, questioning, revealing. They danced like a fiancé's seduction, like a lover responding to her beloved's pressing calls. First, with a barely perceptible movement of the hips. Small gyration with which they drew the circle of life, as if they were warming up this mankind-bearing part of the body. Then, stomping the ground to the rhythm of the drums, which had already espoused that of their hearts. And the earth could be heard waking up under hundreds of steps pressed against her. She could be heard moaning, whispering, tensing, giving herself, offering herself, abandoning herself to the rhythmic caresses of desire from time immemorial. In unison, in a collective jolt, these men and women no one in the world knew. This small, obscure people, in a majestic dance with a nocturnal ballet, responded to the call of the spirits of the forest. Later in the night, these masked beings, robed in the adornment of the forest, performed an elaborate dance along a route that led to the abodes. And the forest continued to lavish care on the inhabitants. At dawn, the masked beings headed back to the forest, followed by a grateful clamoring from the entire village. Assumta did not understand what was happening. Her mother only told her that the harvest would be good that year, told her that many of her uncles had received good treatments for all their diseases, and that they would soon be better. And most important, that the harmony of hearts and bodies had been confirmed.